guys little things to say. Why can't they be themselves? Because being themselves isn't working. Charlotte. I'll put you on the spot if you don't mind. Okay, in your entire makeup set at home, including lipsticks, brushes, everything you've got, can you estimate how many pieces in terms of makeup and hair and sprays and you've got?
Like all, well, you've seen the suitcase.
Yeah, yeah, just the travel stuff.
Kilos, and I brought one outfit.
Okay,
for one day.
so on hold in your home, how many little pieces of makeup, hair?
No, maybe like 200.
200. Apart from day-to-day shoes that you need to go to work, how many pairs of shoes do you own entirely?
Heels.
What shoes? Things you wear with feet. 30? Okay, in terms of outfits for going out to look good, not outfits for work, essential things, outfits for going out and look, for going out. Even if you don't wear them anymore, how many have you got entirely? 40, it's 200, 300, okay. And how long have you been practicing doing your hair?
Very, very young. Like, well, I don't really give away my age, but I'd say about 20 years.
20 years practice, 200 pieces of makeup to present that beauty for the moment, and I won't ask how many push-up bras, but, and we come along with, what do you do, where do you come from, what's your name? I don't think that's a fair fucking balance, do you? I think we owe it to the girls, they put a bit of effort in, that we come along with a little bit more creativity than the other guy to stimulate them. Not needy, hey, can I have your opinion, please? Yeah, like my buddy's girlfriend. You know, yeah, we're not on about that. What about the guy stimulating? We're putting the effort in to stimulate the sensations, emotions. Because we know, as men, we're not judged on our beauty, we are judged on our behavior. Especially social behavior. Because that's typically the only time she's going to get to see you demonstrate that value. Fair? So do you think it's worth us, as you are here today? So I come in here today and say, well, no, let's just be myself. Well, then just go home now. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. Make sense? So that is why we have the routines. Just like if you were going for a job. You were going for a job and you wanted to make the best impression, you would dress up. You would probably think about what the interviewer is going to ask, fair? To think about your responses. You're not going to get asked, when you have some skills socially, similar questions, because women didn't put the art into social conversation, apart from their friends talking about makeup and guys. They put it into their makeup and present themselves. Some are more socially savvy than others. But typically, when you're stimulating their emotions and you're demonstrating the willingness to walk, like you're rolling off and moving away, and they enjoyed your company, where you're demonstrating the look and they're not hanging around. You can use a false time constraint all you want. Hey, I can only stay a moment. Why do you lean in with your dick out? Your body language says, you know, would you like some cock? You know? Well, ultimately, you're supposed to be demonstrating the willingness to walk. You're not being the needy guy. You stand there with all your energy and direction of interest going that way, she's going to back off. And other girls, by the way, in the room saw you, her back off from you. Just dropped your value through the floor. So I'm demonstrating my willingness to walk away. I've got to rejoin my friends. And because they enjoyed the stimulus, they will re-engage you. Girls are good like that. They'll throw you a bone. Wow, wow, wow. What do you do? Where do you come from? What's your name? And you got some responses to that. Glad you asked that.
Great. So this is 180 degrees opposite of escalation. I mean,
Escalation?
I was going to ask you, can you comment on stabilizing versus escalation? And I thought to myself, I shouldn't ask this to you because this is a stupid question. So what I'm saying is my own conclusion that escalation
It's a stupid question, don't answer. No?
Escalation is an asset that you should forget.
What type of escalation? Are we talking stimulus escalation? Are we talking Keynote escalation? Bind? What are we talking about?
Sexual escalation.
Okay, sure. Do you want a demonstration?
Yes.
Come on, Ken. I'm joking, no, I'm joking. I was joking. I'm not going to get into the sex phase.
Now listen.
Look, all I'm going to say is...
Listen, one comment. It's
Okay.
It's intimacy versus sexual escalation, you know? Well...
Who's ever had to, for work, pick up the phone and phone some clients? Yeah? Do we like rejection, typically? No, people avoid rejection. That's why they call it the 10-ton telephone. It's heavy to pick up, right? The game is very similar. If you throw enough good energy out there and you're approaching enough people, you're not trying to be too needy of getting something, just sharing good value, being sociable, you attract more people into your life. And then rather than focusing on getting sex, you'll just find you have people around you. Oops. You will have more people around you, and sex will come to you naturally. And rather than focus on the art of getting sex, because that will leave her feeling a bit uncomfortable. That's why typically if you focus on your art on the day game, constantly go out in the daytime, one-on-one, getting sex, moving on to there, you don't keep those relationships alive.
I've looked too much at YouTube films of sin. I think.
No comment. Okay, can I answer your question? It was a vague question.
Got it. Now got it.
Lubrication.
Yeah.
I'm only playing just to keep you guys alive. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah? I know I'm probably challenging a few of the norms. I've had the privilege of spending some time with some of the best players, real close, same houses, living with for the last 3-4 years now. The very best. And what I've managed to do is take the best of each, look at their lifestyles, look at the bits I didn't like about their lifestyles. I have a background in life coaching and motivation, so it was easier for me to weave in a better lifestyle and take the best of each. And by looking at that, I see the patterns, I see the fixes, and it's been easier to cut out all the bullshit. And if I could download a little few of these attitudes early on now, it will save you a lot of heartache in the game. You know, I did my time on the streets, you know, approaching, and I'm like, wow, and yeah, I'm getting results, and you get hooked on those results. Now, as you get good, you'll find it hard not to be in relationships with girls. Maybe they're loose relationships, maybe they're relationships with benefits, maybe they're solid, loving relationships that you'll settle down together. But you'll find it hard not to be in those things if you're good. And if you're good, you don't want to get into those relationships and find you're at a loss because the one passion you had was being out with your buddies and sergeing and meeting people. You don't have to lose that as a social artist. As a pickup artist, you do.
When I watch interviews from Mystery, for example, I noticed that he spends a lot of time pre-grading the game, like creating social groups. And my question is the following. When he does that, what is he calibrating for? Let's say he sees a 10 on the other side of the room. It feels to me like he never directly goes up to her and opens her. It seems to me that he works the room first somehow.
Absolutely, not just somehow, and that's really important. Imagine you live in a key city or an area where maybe you've only got 1 or 2 key clubs. You don't want to constantly, you walk all the way across that room. I don't care how good your approach is. That's why when you tell me, how many videos do you see on the YouTube with a real live in field where they're approaching cold 10s?
Rare.
Exactly. Point made. The point being is you walk all the way across the room. I don't care what you say, what comes out of your mouth. At some level, the very fact that you made the effort, you are demonstrating way too much interest that she senses. And the value demonstration is miscalibrated. So if you want to gain, and hey, I've been with the best for many years, and I've never seen a direct approach on a 10, most beautiful woman, without first uploading some value.
Yeah.
Because when you're dealing with the 6s and 7s or girls who are not so confident about their beauty, okay, and the attentions that you get from guys, they can believe and hear what you're saying because they're speaking to a guy who's a bit socially savvy, he's got good things to say, she can hear the value in his words. When it gets to women who are extremely beautiful, they don't really listen to your words because they get hit on by high value males all the time. What are they looking for? They're looking for what they can see. It's all right talking about your Miss November girlfriend, but if they don't see Miss November on your side, fuck off. It ain't happening. They need to see the real value. So, mystery, and it's hard. You know, we go out. You ever tried going in a club in Hollywood with 10 guys? You know, I'm the guy who has to bust my ass to get us in the bars. Yeah? So we go in, we roll in. And maybe you have 1 or 2 girls. Maybe you turn up in a city you've never been in, like San Francisco. I don't know any girls there. So you've got to start cold. Mystery says, Shaun, off you go, day game. Got a few girls racked up, take some girls out with us, and even then you've got maybe 2 girls and 10 guys. Plus me and Mystery and a couple of coaches, that's only 15 guys. It's a cock fest with whistles. Fucking Christmas carol all at once. Okay, but so you go out, and then so Mystery knows that. And I remember being in Washington one time, if you look in Revelation, you see him in the book, and there's 2 big guys, 2 brothers, standing around him. And I realized what he was doing. Because the floor was empty, we got in about 9 o'clock. I was just saying, let's get out early so we can get the guys awake for the next day. So we went out early and we go, dude, no one here. So rather than stand there and go, okay, no girls, let's sniff some out. Rather than do that, he has these guys with him. And he's socially savvy enough to realize that if he demonstrates these big guys, he can lead these guys. Lead the men, the women will follow. If he can lead these guys and they are captivated by what he's saying, other people are like, who is that? And that's the persona he gives off. People asking, who is that guy? Okay, he's a bit crazily dressed because it makes him visible. By the way, it's no good being crazily dressed if you're attracting attention to yourself and you're stood with no one around you. That's negative energy, values lowering. But if you can be a bit quirkily dressed and you're comfortable with that fashion, that's good.